I'll just start.
All right. Well, welcome to the Niche Down podcast. Niche Down, money's not real. Good to be here with you guys. We're back in Utah.
Again.
How are you two boys doing?
Just
still
trying to be on the come up.
Yeah, always on the come
Just
up.
Beat
when you're not in Vegas.
Run ragged.
Yep. It's I always say it's a good 3-day recovery for me, and we're into Thursday. We got back Sunday, so hopefully just barely getting back to homeostasis here.
Yeah, you guys stayed down longer than I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I got back and was back at work the freaking day after.
Yep. Ethan did a quick run.
It was good, boys.
Ethan did a quick run with us. He had to get back for some very special Father's Day plans. That's ultimately what I ended up leaving for as well. And Aaron's not there yet, but dude, I was putting in some work on Autumn. Autumn, for those who don't know, is Aaron's wife. I was putting in some work on her. I was like, listen, Autumn. I mean, there was a girl down there with me too. Somehow we always get on the subject of kids. Like, if I'm around women, I'm always like, why don't you have kids yet, dude? Like, you're gonna be an old cat lady. Like, somehow I always end up there. It doesn't matter who it is. I could be at a nightclub, strip club, freaking with my mom, whatever. If I'm around
French restaurant,
if I'm around chicks, I'm like, what are you doing with your life, lady? Like, quit working. So anyway, I dropped a pretty clean line. I was like, Autumn, here's the deal. I get it, but I just always tell every girl this: you've got time, but you don't have unlimited time. And she's like, yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. If you get a girl to admit that you've made a fair point, then you just stop talking right there. So, but
there you go, dude.
But yeah. Anyway, point is, yeah, I predict that Aaron will be celebrating Father's Day sooner rather than later.
I like it,
Mr. Chubb.
That'd be awesome.
Mr. Chubb Max over there, just freaking.
I'll be dad maxing.
Dad maxing.
Father maxing.
And here's the deal: dad maxing is the best maxing.
It's the best. Dude.
Positive male role model maxing.
Yep. We mess around. We do all kind of bullshit on this podcast, but ultimately, dad maxing is the best maxing. So
it is.
But no, we jump back to Salt Lake. Obviously, more work to do. We'll get into that. But I thought we would just kind of recap this last run down to Vegas. So first day, and we talked about some of this on the last one, but now we've got like full perspective on everything that happened and what it meant social media wise.
And a lot of those podcasts have now launched. Like,
come out.
Episodes are live, so
yeah.
You can go watch them.
They're all live, other than the one that doesn't launch. He just films them, I guess, for fun. Shout out Roman, we love you. But we're gonna post it. So I've got that raw footage, by the way.
I do too. I got the whole file, so
yeah.
That will be.
That was one of the best ones.
That one was a banger. That we literally just had the raw footage, so it doesn't need edited. They didn't edit it for us, which is fine. That's actually better. We can edit it how we want. It's not going to need a ton. I mean, I don't know if you watched any of it. The first part where there was like a mic issue, we just got to cut that out. But everything else is almost should be like really easy.
It'll be super easy.
Me and him got rolling, and we were cracking. But no, first day we filmed with. I always want to call him Derek, but his name's Kevin. I don't know why I always screw that up, or vice versa.
I think it's Derek.
It's Derek. Yeah, I always screwed up.
Just call him Mr.
Mr. French, dude. Give him a hand. It is Derek French, because I was like, okay, Derek Fisher French. Derek, like, I made that. So yes, shout out to Derek. That podcast came out. That one was cool because like all he did, I wasn't really even expecting this, but all he did was like ask me about my life, which was sick. And we got a bunch of good posts about like the injury stuff on that, which like we hadn't even talked about here. And maybe I'll just do the quick story just so that way I can we can have it like comprehensive out there now that I'm talking about it. But long story short, so St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2024, I was on an inspection on a house in Park City. Came up the front side of this roof that had, it was frosty, came up the front side of the roof, sun had been hitting it, no frost, came up, hit the back, super frosty on the backside, 52 foot drop down to stone pavers. I fell, got life flighted to the University of Utah, had 3 months worth of recovery there, and then really longer, but that was like by the time I got back home and stuff. And then it should go over the injury list too. So broke my elbow so bad it had to be reconstructed out of my hip. I always show people that scar. That's like the easiest one that people are like, holy shit. Broke 3 ribs so bad they had to get plated together. Broke my pelvis in 3 places. For those in the medical field out there, you'll know these terms. I did an open book pelvic fracture, which means you crack it down the middle in half. Your coccyx is like the thing that connects on your pubic bone. That cracked in half. Vertical shear, which means like basically one of your legs is sheared off from your spine. Femoral neck fracture, which is like the most common hip fracture, all those in one. Broke my foot, broke 2 vertebrae at the bottom of it was like my tailbone basically. They didn't even need surgery. Those were like pretty minimal. Punctured a lung, or excuse me, not punctured, collapsed a lung. Thank God I didn't puncture it, or else I for sure would have died. When you're hunting, you shoot an animal in the lung so it'll bleed out fast. So luckily that didn't happen. Here's a funny detail. I was telling in the helicopter, I was absolutely convinced. I was like, I punctured a lung, I ruptured my liver, and I broke my ankle into a million pieces. Turns out, all 3 of those totally wrong.
None of that's true.
Which is hilarious.
It's much worse.
Well, worse in some ways and not in others, but it was weird. So like the reason I thought I punctured my lung was I collapsed it and then it was like all the rib pain. That was the liver thing too. I was like, for sure my liver's toast, dude. And that was all the rib stuff. And then the weirdest one was my ankle. My ankle was completely fine, but it was just the nerve damage that got done from breaking my hip. It was like shooting signals down to my ankle saying that it was broken into a million pieces, basically. I was like, dude, my ankle is fucked right now. But anyway, yep. And then what else? Oh, and then like the worst part of it was I ruptured my bladder and my urethra. Like I was telling, this is rated R material. This is nothing anybody wants to talk about, but it is the truth. I was telling everybody in the helicopter, I was like, I need to piss and shit so bad right now. I'm screaming at them, and they're like, just do it. I'm like, I can't. They cut your clothes off. Naked as the day I was born, pull your shoes off. The only thing they don't cut off of you is your shoes, because they can just pull those off. But everything else they cut off. You're cold as hell in that helicopter, dude. Naked as shit, like freaking 40 degrees outside, right? So anyway, that's the story of what happened. Fell off a roof. We're totally fine now. Please, nobody tell me like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Please, for the love of God, if I had died, if I had been paralyzed, if I had lost limbs, I would have been perfectly happy to take those sorries, but man, nobody's got any feeling bad for Gage Fitzwater to do, man. Like,
so dude, you mentioned to me this morning that an EMT friend of yours heard that you didn't know,
yeah,
and he heard about it from the stuff you've been posting.
Yep.
I think his reaction is worth talking about.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
For sure. So, I mean, and I should say, like, only like the closest people in my family have even known about this, and my friends up to this point. So, like, my employees, I've got maybe 10 or 15 friends who knew about this, and then obviously my family. Because it's weird. Anybody who's been through like a big injury, it's not something like you're really looking to go tell a bunch of people about. It's like, it sucks, it's heavy, you tell people about it, they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, like all that stuff, you know? So you end up, after the first little bit, you kind of like start avoiding those conversations. So anyway, 2.5 years later, I'm starting to post about this stuff, and all my outer circle of friends that are outside of like that first 15 are hitting me up. And yeah, I've got a buddy that's a firefighter / EMT. Shout out Robert Brume. Lots of funny stories we can tell about this kid. Real quick, my favorite story about Robbie, before I go into his reaction to my injury. So we were in high school, he was on the football team with me. So one night, we all go over to my buddy Taylor's house, he lived kind of in the ghetto. His mom did pretty well, actually. They just lived like incredibly modest. And then all of the houses around them were like rental properties, and we're pretty sure they were all like drug dealers. You could go to that house and run amok until 3 o'clock in the morning. The cops would never get called on you, because everybody else there was like, we don't need that smoke, dude. We'll just let the noise happen and not care, right? So that was like the party house where we would
They
just,
don't need 12 showing up.
yeah, exactly. So it was so crazy. Like we would do whatever we wanted and never get the cops called on us because it was kind of in the ghetto. And maybe people didn't care or had bigger fish to fry than a bunch of high school kids going nuts over there. But anyway, the one time we got the cops called on us, we were in the backyard. We did a round of backyard boxing. So we all strapped on gloves, did 3 1-minute rounds, and like beat the shit out of each other, which was
Fight night, baby.
good old fun times, dude. Like, what? Nobody has fun anymore. We just friends beating each other. Anywho, that's the one time we got the cops called on us because we were so loud that the neighbors behind across the canal called, like probably 500 feet away. Like we were going nuts back there with
Just a whole bunch of hooting and hollering.
dude, 40 dudes watching like 2 at a time, guys fighting, and yeah, talking some seriously.
Crazy.
Anyway, I fought Robbie, and like he kept ducking his head, so when I would punch him, I would hit him in the back of the head. Concussed. Oh, and by the way this whole thing even started is we were in weightlifting class, and Robbie was like, dude, I just want to fight somebody. And I was like,
All right.
I'll fight you, dude. let's run it. And then it became this thing where everybody's like, okay, everybody else wants to fight too. So it ended up being like 10 people that did it, but it started with us. Anyway, long story short, I concussed the shit out of this poor kid, bro. Like, absolutely, he kept ducking his head, so I was hitting him in the back of the head. And there's a reason in fights that it's against the rules to hit
I was
the back
gonna
of the
say, I don't think boxing or MMA, but that's like the
head.
back of the head, that's like off limits.
Because it's super dangerous. Like, don't take shots to the back of the head because it's very sensitive, and that's where your brain stem is and your spinal cord and all that, right?
Those kind of important stuff.
But dude, when you're 17, you
You
don't
don't
know
know
none of
what
that
that
stuff. So, a minute and a half through the first or the second, excuse me. So first round goes by. I win for sure, but 30 seconds through the second round, so a minute and a half. I obviously beat him, and I'm more tired than I'd ever been. I don't know if you guys have ever boxed before, but holy shit, like 90 seconds of that and you're just totally toast. Anyway, night goes on, like we're still buddies, we weren't angry or nothing, we just want to fight each other. And he was doing all the craziest stuff, so he, first of all, we go to the park after that, and he starts doing like weird shit. He gets out of the car, doesn't shut the door. I'm like, Rob, shut the door for me. He's like, oh, okay. And I could tell it's starting to like
He's for sure concussed.
set in that like he's just doing a bunch of weird stuff. And long story short, I end up dropping him off at his girlfriend's house, and that was the night they had planned to. They're married to this day and have kids, which is hilarious. We tell this story all the time. They had planned to like lose each other's virginity to each other that night. They were gonna have sex.
No.
I fucked that whole thing up for him. So apparently he goes over to her house and he like goes and puts his nose in the corner and just sits there for hours that night. And she's like, what are you doing? And he kept being like,
I don't know, I feel weird.
he's like, just a second, literally like, just a second, I need a minute, I feel weird. And sat in the corner the rest of the night. I totally screwed it up for him, dude. So like
That's
that
hilarious.
that story kills us. But
Poor dude.
anyway,
But his reaction to your injury, because now he's finding out about it.
100%. That's the origin story of me and Robbie. He will appreciate me telling that story. Anyway, he turned out to be a firefighter and an EMT paramedic. And yeah, he for the first time saw like me going over my injury list yesterday. And he's like, dude, I mean, I'll just pull it up right now and read live what he said to me, which it was actually pretty impactful to me to hear a guy on this side talk about this stuff.
Those EMTs, they see some
He
serious
sees it
stuff,
all, dude. Like,
If you're an EMT and you don't see a couple deaths, like,
per week,
per week.
per day,
yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a whole different ballgame.
I mean, he put it a really interesting way. So I asked him, I'll read this part first. I asked him, like, how do you like this, dude? And he's like, it's really, I was like, how do you like being a first responder? He's like, it's really meaningful work, and I love making a difference in people's lives on their worst day, but I definitely have some mental scars. It's give and take just like any other job. Hey, Bob. Not just like any other job, but neither here nor there. So
A lot of give and take, working the fryer.
yeah, same thing, dude.
Back, give and take.
Flipping burgers, no big
Having the
deal.
boys pull through and you're working Taco Bell and these idiots in Honduras are coming by
Just like anything else.
to take pics, you know.
That's the way she goes.
The way she goes.
Well, another tough one, boys.
Okay, so his initial reaction to like seeing these videos, and I showed him like the picture of where I started to fall, where I landed, which is posted on the Instagram. Gage the Greek, you can go look at it. So he goes, I've yet to have a patient survive a fall greater than 30 feet. When you were going through your injuries, I was thinking about all the work that need to be done to stabilize you and give you a chance. Advanced airway procedures, splinting, binding, fluid, blood replacement, pain, sedation drugs, etc. My last guy was working on a roof and fell headfirst onto the driveway right in front of his son. The trauma to his brain was too severe and he ended up coding an hour after I dropped him off. Boy, I can't read today. And for those in the medical field, you know, coding means like they code out, they die, right? So, crazy. And then he went on to say too, let's see, what was the other thing that was crazy that he said? He told me, he's like, dude, I'm surprised that you didn't have to amputate your arm. I showed him my arm x-ray. And he was just telling me all this stuff. And when you talk to those guys, you're right. Like, they see it all. They see people on their worst day. Like, whatever the worst event of your whole life that happened.
That's what they're seeing.
That's when you meet them. And he was just like, oh, that's the other thing. So I always tell the story how all the EMTs, I was like telling them, I'm like, hey, I didn't hit my head. I'm going to survive, right? And all of them are like, yeah, dude, absolutely, you're gonna survive. You're gonna be fine. Meaning, well, like, all they do all day long is see people die. So they don't know. Like, the doctor's job is to get you to live. They just give you a chance. And I'm always like, yep, I'm pretty sure that they were just telling me what I wanted to hear to, like, give me the best chance. He's like, oh, absolutely. He's like, we're trained to do that. Because if you tell somebody that they're gonna die, they have a big adrenaline dump, and they freak the fuck out. And so, like, the protocol is to be like, you're fine, it's all good, just to like keep people calm, because adrenaline and different chemical spikes in your brain can literally like cause you to die.
Yeah.
So just them telling me that and keeping me calm, like that might have saved my life too, which is interesting.
That's crazy.
So yeah, super nuts.
Shout out to that dude. Holy cow.
Shout out to the dudes that were all lying to me, lying straight to my face, telling me that I was gonna survive. And shout out to Robbie Brumet, dude, just an absolute stud. So,
dude, a comment on that. A friend of mine commented about the green otter pop story that you told.
Okay, let's hear it.
And this was more of a funny comment. They were like, dude, the green otter pops they brought him back, dude. They brought him back.
Dude, the strength and power of a green otter pop.
Dude, that's the energy drink flavor.
Yep.
Dude, it's green otter pop.
Hey, this is random, but if any energy drink companies want to make us a niche down flavor, it's going to be green otter pop flavor and the niche down flavor.
We were talking about this right before we got on. We were like, what would the name of the flavor be? And Gage was saying it's got to be lime. What was it, peach or
mango? Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, green otter pop, lime, niche down.
So good. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, that's
the move.
We should just make our own energy drink at that point. Why make someone else a bunch of money?
That's a good point. No, that's a good point. No, we're currently in talks with energy drink companies. So anybody who wants to throw your hat in the ring, we will promote you. We will take sponsorship dollars.
I played a little joke on Gage before we started recording, where I got a bunch of the Saratoga bottles out of the garbage and put them on the desk. Then
maybe you can overlay that picture
I should.
of the Airbnb
Yes.
before we checked out
Yes.
that last day.
I mean, listen, guys, here's the deal. If you're hanging out with me, there's going to be glass bottles freaking everywhere.
They were spawning, dude. They were just like multiplying and replenishing just all over the place.
Spawn out of nowhere. But yeah, anyway, so that first podcast we did went live, got to talk about the injury. Super well produced, so it came off great. And then we got to talk about the business and a bunch of other parts of life too, which was really awesome. Can't wait to go back and do the Mr. French podcast again. Derek, freaking awesome dude. So Then Roman, we're gonna cut that one up. We'll get that one posted, all those clips done, and we'll do that one. That's totally fine. And then the other one that came out was the Elite Level Status podcast. I always screw that one up. That one's like a tongue twister for me.
And that dude was Will, right?
Shout out to Will. Bunch of great stuff came out of that one. We are his most viewed show so far by like almost 3 times. And we're not even done posting all the clips. So hopefully we put that one so far ahead that whoever beats us on
they're gonna have some work to do.
On that, they're gonna have some work to do. That's always my goal. By the way, if I ever come and do your show, my goal is to bring the heat. We're gonna post the crap out of it on Instagram, and I want to be your #1 most viewed show. Like, that's always what I'm trying to go for. So anybody that has me on their show, I'm at the bare minimum gonna try not to be boring and have a bunch of smart shit to say, hopefully. So.
Or some controversial stuff.
Controversial, whatever.
So, all good.
And like, the nice thing with me is I'm just saying what I think. Like, I don't gotta play a character. Like, I'm just doing what I do and saying what I say to you guys every day. So
that's true.
Which leads me to my next. So the next like coolest part when we were down there last was shout out to freaking Poondaga.
What a guy, dude.
103.1 The Hustle. We were on the radio. He hit me up randomly. He's like, dude, everybody has been tagging you in my stuff and sending me like all of your posts. Apparently some like decently famous actress in LA tagged us, and like I don't even know what's going on. But he just hit us up. I didn't know who he was. He's like, yo, I do a mobile radio show, which at first when you hear that,
I thought it was like a podcast type of thing.
And listen, I didn't know him, so I was like, what? I don't know what that is. I didn't pay like a lot of stock into it. I was like, yeah, dude, sure, whatever. We're at Caesars every day. Like, come link up with us. Dude shows up and is the illest dude ever. Like, so cool.
Shout out 103.1 The Hustle in Vegas.
Yes,
there you go.
He has like the coolest catchphrases. After Ethan left, me and Aaron went and like hung out at his studio. So freaking cool. But
and if you want to listen to the actual radio segments in our previous episode, you can catch all 3. So both of yours, and then the one where Aaron and I are just gassing Gage.
That's major glaze.
That's the middle. Go on.
Honestly, not proud of the level of glaze I threw out there.
Dude, be proud of it, because you made me so, like, me being on the radio, doing all this stuff was so cool, but absolutely the highlight, because here's the other thing, context. When you guys were doing your interview, I was just fucking off in the Caesars valet. I wasn't listening, I wasn't anything. I had no idea what you guys said. It was loud as shit, like, I didn't know, right? So I heard it the day after or 2 days later when he sent me the audio. And these guys were just saying all the nicest stuff about me. Aaron's just like, he is what you see is what you get. He talks this way around no matter who he's with, dude, and that's true. Like, I pride myself on, I could be around the hottest girl on the planet. I could be in front of the President of the United States. I could be in front of you guys, my friends, my family. Like, I let it fly. I'm who I am no matter what. And that was the highlight of the trip for me, was listening to you guys saying nice things about me on the radio.
Gage would take the hottest girl he's ever met to Fremont Street and sit her down in White Castle.
I mean,
for a snack.
He did.
He would. It's not that he would, but he did.
I don't give a damn who you are. I'm only going for the most interesting, funniest story. That's all I care about. Listen, if you're a cute girl out there, I don't care about sleeping with you or being your boyfriend or anything like that. I just care about having the most entertaining time. And any girl who has a problem with that, boy, you're going to have a tough time spending 8 hours with Gage Fitzpatrick.
Or a tough time gambling, or a tough time sitting through a French restaurant, 3-course meal.
Also, if you're a honeypot, good luck.
Good luck, dude.
You're getting snuffed out of
Sorry, quickly, the intelligence agency accusations are going to start flying
in public to your face.
If you're a hot chick that spawns out of nowhere, just know I am already assuming that you're here to take everything I've ever worked for, okay? And those accusations are going to start flying, and if you got an earpiece in, that the guys in the van are telling you what to say, they're gonna start freaking out quick. So you better, any intelligence agencies out there, you better bring your freaking A game, because I am just,
Well, I
the
think-
default is that I hate this girl right away.
I think they brought their A game
Very
and
much.
they failed. Their A game was, well, they gave every correct answer at a certain point,
So-
and then also it didn't work, so.
We better give some context text. So, and this happens all the time, so this isn't like really that uncommon, but girls will hit us up on Instagram or hit up my page and be like, hey, like I want to take pictures in front of the cars, I'm a model, this and that. And answer's always the same. Again, anybody, we're not hard to find. Like if we're in Vegas, you come to see, if you hang out at Caesars for 12 hours,
You'll see it.
you will catch us at some point in that 12 hours, right? So I'm always like, all right, you want to take pictures? I won't charge it. We're just at Caesars. So if you hit me up, I will come out, I will grab the keys, we'll turn the lights on, and you can take pictures, right? So that's exactly what this girl asked. And I was like, cool, Caesars. Spawns out of nowhere, then asked to keep hanging out. And we're like, cool. And just like was giving the most robot responses ever. Like we're at the restaurant. She's like, I'll take a steak rare. And they're,
How rare can you bring it to me?
yeah,
Yeah.
the waiter's like, you want it blue? Like for those that don't know, a blue steak is like, they throw it on the grill for 30 seconds each side and they bring it to you, right? It's not cooked.
Sucker's still raw.
She goes, oh yeah, please, yes.
It was as though she was like trying to fit in around 3 Ds. Like that's how.
We all got
Gage?
medium rare. Every single one of us is like, yeah, medium rare.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this because it was so funny. Gage asks her, he looks at her and he's like, what's your relationship like with your father?
And, dude, and hit us with the response, Aaron, because the way you tell it's so funny.
She, without missing a beat at all, to that question, looks at Gage and goes, that's an excellent question. You're very smart to be asking that. I'm very close with my father. We have a great relationship. I talk to him every single day.
We're like,
End quote.
that was like verbatim. It was as though she was a robot.
No, dude, all for-
programmed to give the right answers to me.
Excellent question. That's very smart of you to be asking a girl you just met.
This girl legitimately was a bot. She was ChatGPT programmed.
Dude, we were dying. Like immediately, we were like, "Your intelligence, get out of here!" Like, she just starts crying shortly after that. Like, okay, guys, nice try on the diversion. Like, not following.
Fake a nosebleed, girl, get out of there.
Yeah.
We
The
thought-
FBI surveillance
She did
went
fake it.
outside.
Oh my gosh, she did do a fake nosebleed.
She
did.
I had to fake the nosebleed. She was like, I don't know how much of the story I told you guys. She followed me for like another hour after you guys separated from us and was like begging me to like resume the night. I'm like, no, lady. You're... Long story short, she starts crying over nothing. Totally nosedives the night. I think we just broke her mentally. I think
I think we may
just
have.
didn't know.
You're saying I just, for the record,
Of course.
this is all Gage. These are
Yeah,
all me.
100% Gage antics that we are there to.
It happens.
Well, in fairness, you guys were there to put a little bit of gasoline on the fire, which was awesome.
We weren't not helping.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We're more of an audience.
An audience, which actually like made it better.
The amount of looks that Aaron and I gave each other, that you're talking to her across the table, and Aaron and I are like
Well,
just dying. It was so
at
funny.
a certain point, and again, this goes back to like, I don't care. Listen, I've dated beautiful women. It's not really that new to me. What's way more interesting and entertaining to me is to just like ask crazy shit and talk about crazy shit. So at a certain point, I was like, okay, I've niched down to just asking this chick the most awkward questions that I can possibly ask, and we're gonna see how she reacts and go from there. Because my goal when I'm out, especially with you two, is just to make you two laugh. Again, can't say it enough. I don't care about getting a girl. I don't care about any of those. If I can make these two just die laughing, that's what I want to do. So
Which happens
it was working good.
frequently. Because some context too at the end of the night here. So that night we wanted to go back to our spot, dude, Golden Phoenix,
Go,
at
which we did.
the California, which is a very, very strange place. Best slot machine.
Don't tell people.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
I don't
That's
know where
fine.
it is.
Go somewhere else. Find your own slot machine.
Yeah.
But we were pumped to be there.
Or you know what? By the way, go play it and warm it up for us, so that way we can
get the bonuses, juice,
Now,
right? Feed us the money,
Cool with
right?
that.
Please with that. But anyway, we're going to our favorite spot because we planned on doing this the whole time. We're like, we gotta hit this place, and immediately when we get there, she starts crying. We lose Gage, and Aaron and I are like, because we all rode in one car, by the way.
Yep.
So we're like, what happened? You know what? We're going back to our virtual roulette machine and riding that for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
I was texting you guys. I was like, I'm outside. Don't worry. I've not been kidnapped. I've got the upper hand here. It's all good.
We were worried that Gage got black vanned, dude.
Dude, and then like the next day, I don't think I told you guys this, which my favorite line of the whole podcast every single time. I don't think I told you guys. The next day, she's like, I can't believe you left me in the hotel with a uncharged phone and this and that and all this shit. I'm like, lady, first of all, your fault that you didn't charge your phone. That's got nothing to do with me. Number two, you didn't have to nuke the whole fucking night. You could have had her ride the rest of the night if you wanted. Like, if you could have acted normal for 5 fucking seconds. We were talking about this, like, holy buckle, dude. Like, this chick just spawns into, I mean, the receipt at our dinner was $1,400, right? Like,
How do you brick a layup?
Dude, and
that
we're-
hard, Angel Reese, dude. Holy cow.
I was just like, okay, you can come hang out with us. Like, sure, why not? It'll be interesting. I'm gonna make the boys laugh if this girl comes along for sure. And yeah, it couldn't have panned out better. But no, she was just like giving me the business about how I did this and that. I'm like, lady, just all you had to do was not ruin the night, and you absolutely would have gotten dropped off wherever you wanted at the end of the night. You decided to cry and run away. Like, what am I supposed to do? And then not only this, but you guys can attest, I was actually worried about her. I was like, guys, let's do a lap around this hotel. Let's park in the valet. I'm going to go in there for 10 minutes and see if she's in here, check on her. Couldn't find her. So, yeah, I did the right thing. I sleep great at night, but holy cow, that was really, really
Can I tell you something funny about that night too?
Please.
So, because I'm me, I had, and my phone battery's cooked because I take pictures of gutters all day.
Yep.
I had a charger with me, and Aaron's phone also was dying. So I gave it to Aaron.
Well, yeah.
Aaron's phone got charged.
Yeah.
It was so funny that she was like so nervous about their phone being dead.
My phone was so much more important to be charged.
Oh,
100%. Are you kidding?
Light years ahead of us.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
Sorry about it.
And then too, the other thing is all the slot machines in that casino have the air chargers. So she was just being.
She was not in a problem-solving state of mind.
No, she wasn't. No.
She was in a crash out.
Victim.
Yeah, full victim mindset.
The intelligence agency accusations start flying. Imagine you are an intelligence agent and somebody sniffs it out within 5 minutes. You're gonna be pissed. You're gonna freak out. And
Yeah.
you're gonna be worried that whoever your agency is gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So-
she probably just got out of the freaking training facility.
Just like,
She
no.
just graduated, dude. This was like her internship.
Sorry guys.
They're like, we're gonna give you an easy one. This guy's on the come up.
Yep.
We're not sending you after freaking Dan Bilzerian.
No.
This guy's
We're not
just
doing that
making
yet.
a little bit of noise. We're gonna try to pluck him while he's small.
He's way too into hot chicks.
She
He can't
biffed.
control himself.
Brick
She biffed it pretty hard.
She Angel Reesed the entire night.
Yeah, so let
Sorry.
that be a lesson.
Let that be a lesson to you all. No, so funny, dude, so funny. But well, last thing we'll talk about real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Aaron's got to go to a sales appointment. We do actually work for a living. By the way, you guys are gonna see this, and this is what I'm talking about tomorrow. Pretty cool thing. So. For those of you in the home services industry, particularly like construction, the CRM we ended up going with is called Job Nimbus, and very famous like tech company, and a lot of people, again, if you're in home services, like you've heard of Job Nimbus. I've known what Job Nimbus is for a decade now. Anyway, we're at their headquarters yesterday doing a training and getting all our systems implemented. Turns out a buddy of mine, who actually is like a GC on the side and sends us work, is really high up there, which I didn't know. He told me, he's like, oh, I'm a CPA. Turns out he's like in the finance department.
He's big time.
Like, so we meet up with him and he's like, yep, I just wanted to come, see you guys. I saw Easy Rain was on the board, but I'm upstairs we're doing an influencer meeting. I was like, well, hey, dude, like, I'm at 100,000 followers on Instagram now, so if you ever need help, like, let me know. And I just said it like halfway jokingly, and he's like, seriously? He's like, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta meet with my social media lady. I was like, okay. He's like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, well, we're kind of booked now, but tomorrow, like, I'm totally wide open. And I end up, this is the part you guys don't know, I end up texting with him a little bit. He's like, hey, my social media lady says that the event tomorrow is like way too overbooked, but we're gonna have a bunch of people down at my house in Provo shooting content on Friday. And I was like, is that an invite? And he's like, I think so, but let me check with her. And I'm like, okay, dude, let me know, like, it's all good. I just do this on the side. Like, I literally told him, I'm like, I make money hanging rain gutters, like, it's all good. I do the social media stuff for fun. And I mean, we're starting to make money on it now, but like, it started off as like an experiment, as everybody knows, right? And he texts me back. He's like, "Where to go? Come down." So I don't know. We don't know anything about what that entails. You guys are going to see a little bit of different content that's actually like construction oriented,
Which is what we do every
which
day.
is what we do. Like, we don't just fuck around in Lamborghinis and casinos all day, every day. That's 25% of what we're starting to do. But anyway, it'll be cool. You guys will get to see a little chunk of the other 75% of what actually pays the bills around here.
Well,
So
dude, we'll bring the cameras down, same method. We're gonna go MOG in the work vehicles this time though.
our only goal in life is to MOG, and then we just see what happens, dude. And it's yet to fail us, really.
It turns out to work pretty freaking well.
It works good, and Aaron is Mr. MOG, dude. Like, I was talking to Ethan about this. So all of our followers come from me and and like whatever girls I post and stuff. A large section of our views come from you. So like,
From Aaron, dude.
They
Make
see
me the thumbnail on this one.
They see it literally. You're the thumbnail on the Ray J video, which is like our
Awesome.
fifth
Oh, yeah.
most views.
Oh, yeah.
3 of like our top 6 have you on views. Have Aaron in there. Juneteenth still going crazy, 2.5 million views, second most viewed video ever. So they see Aaron, they're like, who's this guy? They come to the page, they see me and the hot chicks, they follow off with one of those. So listen, Aaron can be John Stockton, I'll be Carl Malone.
I'm happy to be an integral piece of this funnel.
Dude,
And I'll
John
do the-
Stockton's the illest one.
And I'm gonna do behind the camera. That's it.
And
It's
then-
too easy.
Yeah.
I'm the guy in the chair.
The guy in the
Yeah,
chair.
baby, that's me.
So with that, we'll call it a morning, call it a day. Niche down, money's not real, and we'll see you guys next time. And we love you all. Peace.
Peace.